Okay, welcome back. So, if you're a first timer, I'm Jesse Kaufman. I own 10 Bistro restaurant here in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, just a suburb outside of Atlanta, and I'm doing some cooking videos. I'm experimenting for the restaurant while showing you what I'm doing. So if it comes out good, then great. If it doesn't, then sorry. But you're gonna come along the ride with me. And today, this episode is gluten-free. So we are gonna start by experimenting some store-bought pastas. I'm not making gluten-free pasta at this point in time, but I wanna find good store-bought products that I can enjoy and also offer my guests if they choose to want gluten-free. Now I found, so far, without very much sort of looking around, a pretty tasty margarita cauliflower crust pizza called Chloe. And I like pretty much everything about them, what they stand for. Their ingredients look good. It tasted great. So I highly recommend this Chloe brand. And as far as pastas, what we're going to do here in a couple minutes is we're going to cook and taste all of these. So take a good look. This one here, I think I bought these at either Sprouts or Trader Joe's or maybe Whole Foods. But we've got this Explore Organic Edamame Spaghetti. We've got this Al Dente brand, 3 different varieties: the chickpea and turmeric, red lentil and sweet potato, green pea and wild garlic, and then this Bonza shells made from chickpeas. So we're gonna cook those, but the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a gluten-free pizza crust from scratch. So let's go do it. All right, so we're over here now, and if you can see my little workstation, that would be great. All right, let's see if that works right there. All right, so gluten-free pasta. The first thing we got to do is get water that is between 110 and 120. So my water is good. Little digital thermometer here, because we're going to start the yeast, sugar, water dance. They need to get happy together. So this particular recipe, it calls for 1 packet, or I'm going to call it 1 tablespoon of dry active yeast. And then you're going to go 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then we do the water, which is going to be 3/4 cup. This is 1 cup. This is roughly 3/4. They go together and they begin their happy little dance together. And I'll show you, this is going to start foaming up here in a little bit. When they activate, when the yeast and the sugar and the warm water all come together. So we've got about 5 minutes then. I'm going to give a little bit of a stir and then leave it alone for 5 minutes. So since we've got 5 minutes, I want to go, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to use a Cuisinart for the first time instead of a standard mixer. The mixer I use for the restaurant to make large batches of pizza, but this is just 1 serving. So let's try what you have at home, which is this. So we need 2 cups of this gluten-free flour. Now this is Bob's Red Mill pizza crust flour, and it already has been mixed with the following. It has 3/4 cup rice flour, 1 cup of white rice flour, and then there's whole wheat rice flour, and then also tapioca flour. This is already the mixture, so we're good to go for pizza crust. And I hope I put only 1 cup in there. This is number 2. Okay, we'll find out. So we got the flour in. We're gonna go 1 teaspoon of salt. So 1 teaspoon is half a table. Bam, we're done. And then we're gonna do an egg. Bam. And don't even need to do that. It's going to take care of itself, but just to have it, got to do it, got to get it done. And that is done. And then this recipe calls for a teaspoon of cider vinegar. Even though I don't really like vinegar that much, I'm going to try it, see what happens, and then you know. Can't know until you go. All right, so everything we need is in here, and we're just going to wait for that yeast water to get happy. In here, we'll zap it up, and we'll produce a crust. So in the meantime, we're going to go back to this area here, where I have 3 pots of water rolling. And the one that's going to take the longest is this one. On the box it says something like 8 to 9 minutes, so let's get that in there. That's done. And we'll go ahead on these this al dente brand stuff. What I decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of each, because they're all going to cook at the same time. And then I can pick pieces out and taste them just for individual flavor, just to get an idea of what I like in terms of the whole chickpea and turmeric, green pea, wild garlic, and red lentil sweet potato. So I've got my little blend of 3 right there. And finally, the edamame organic thin spaghetti. Okay. This stuff is cool. Woo! Making a mess. It's okay. So when this pasta is done, we're going to prepare them all very simply. Extra virgin olive oil, kosher salt, garlic, and finish with Parmesan cheese. And we'll taste all 3 varieties. So to play it safe, I'm going to set a timer for my 9 minutes. These guys here, the boxes say 3 to 5 minutes, so they're pretty quick. So keeping in mind, you want to have, if you're doing this along with me, you want to have your oven at 475, because you're going to be cooking a pizza crust here in a minute. So now would be a good time to do that if you're cooking along. Especially with linguine and fettuccine long pasta, the most important thing you can do when cooking pasta is to stir it often in the beginning so it doesn't clump up. And don't put oil in the water. Oil and water run from each other. Put olive oil on your pasta when it's done and toss it and serve it, or toss it and stick it in the fridge. That way it won't stick together. But don't waste your olive oil in the water. Just salt, good and salty water. The basic formula is for every gallon of water, 1/4 cup of salt, which will make you feel like you're putting too much in there. But it should taste like the sea, they say. All right, fires are low. We're probably good to go back over here and get our yeast water added to the party. So let's go here with you. And I just want to show you happy foamy. Okay. Let's go in. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm going to pulse. Take this off. No, won't go without it. All right, I'm going to run. Well, I don't have any hopes that this is going to feel like regular dough. So, in a minute here, we'll go ahead and dump it out. I'm going to get a bowl, and we're going to try to form it with our hands and create something that we can put on a pizza tin. And then we're going to go back in the oven with it. And we're going to cook that crust for 8 to 10 minutes. Bring it back out. And then top it with our toppings. So I want you to see what's happening over here. So I'll bring this guy here. With a little luck, you'll get the gist of it. So it's a little crumbly, but when I push it together, it is staying together. So I'm just gonna do this until, oops, I get most of it. See, pizza ball. I've got all this loose stuff here. Okay, I think I understand why we got to go in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes on this thing before we can actually make a pizza out of it, because it's just not wet enough. All right, I feel like I've got most of it, so I'm not wasting. And now I'm gonna come down here on cornmeal, like I usually do for a pizza, and I'm gonna flatten and try to form, yet keeping it together. I gotta keep it together, man. Completely falling apart. There's no way for me to make this a thin crust, I'll tell you that right now. All right, we have somewhat of a sphere, somewhat of a circle here. And we shall see. I mean, it's a hot mess, but I told you we were doing this together for the first time. I believe I followed the recipe right, unless I whipped and put 3 cups of flour. But we'll find out. So going in the oven now for 8 to 10 minutes. And I'm gonna bring you back over here because we have to cook some pasta. And we have, oh, this is where you go. We have 2 out of the 3 ready. Okay. Because it's been 2 to 3 minutes, and those guys, this one has a couple more. Oh yeah. All right. So, stay right here. I'm gonna drain this, be right back, and we're gonna cook it. Right back in a second. We drain this other one. So I've got one of them drained right here. Here we go with this guy. Okay. Done. We have that one drained, and 2 more minutes on that. So while we're waiting for this, let's get cooking some pasta. So we're going to start off with the extra virgin olive oil, which I brought over here for the pizza. I forgot to put olive oil on that pizza crust. That might have been it. Okay, now we know. Wasn't quite white enough. Olive oil. and hot there. We're going to add a little bit of salt to the pan. We're going to add some garlic to the pan. And last video we talked about my mise en place. Mise en place is all the stuff that I have ready to go, so I can make dishes very quickly here. And I showed you last time, so that was mise en place for the saute station, and this is called the garde manger station, or salad fry. All right, back here, make it a pasta. All right, we have browning garlic. We need to white wine that for sure. All right, we got white wine, we got garlic. So we're going to do very simple. So here is that rotini mix. And when the sauce is olive oil, give it enough sauce. All right, so we've been 8 or 9 minutes on this stuff here, so we'll go ahead and rub this. That's done. We'll cook that up here in a second. First things first. All we're doing is getting it hot, adding some Parmesan and plating. So let's get it done. I'm going to add the Parmesan right to the top of that one. So there's that. And we have gluten-free pasta number 1. All right, let's go on to number 2. Back to olive oil. Keep moving my stuff, can't find it. Here we go. Olive oil, plenty. Salt, right behind you. Garlic. Browning garlic, not burning garlic. White wine prevents burning garlic. No worries. All the time. That's how it looks. Alright, and that spaghetti pasta that was edamame. Got a good bounce to it. Hopefully it'll taste good soon. I'm going to cheat a little bit, put a butter pad in that one. Just calling my name. I love to put olive oil and butter together. It's just a beautiful, nice sauce. Beautiful, nice isn't really proper English, but it's a beautiful, it's a nice. I like it. Okay, come on, butter. Melt. Get ready for you. Okay. We have pasta number 2. All we need is Parmesan. What we got? Pasta number 2, Parmesan. Number 3, olive oil, salt, garlic. Don't do much. Burning garlic, white wine, more oil for sauce, shells. Got it. All right. Incorporating. We're done. Fire off. In the pan. Parmesan. Come over here. A little parsley because we eat with our eyes. taste. First time for me, first time for you. All right. I guess I'll need a fork. All right, closest to you. Let's do a combo taste first. Let's go. It really tastes like pasta. I would love it. I would eat it any day of the week. Okay, shells. Really good. All right, let's see about this hot mess. Yep. My least favorite, because it's a little bit cardboardy, but I could eat that whole bowl, no doubt. This was the edamame spaghetti or angel hair or whatever, but really good. Okay, so you saw the brands. I showed you the Chloe, but I don't make any money off any of these people. I just want to find good stuff to enjoy and offer my guests. So I would definitely carry either one of these two in the restaurant. This would be fun, sort of mix in and have some sort of a combo deal where you had different textures, just for fun. All right, we got probably a crappy pizza crust to deal with, because I think I forgot the olive oil. Does not look good, but it might hold together. So let's just do this. Let's see what happens. Let's put some tomato sauce on it. Treat it like a pizza. When we eat it, we might not be eating slices. We might be eating kibbles and bits. And let's get some cheese on there. Mozzarella. Hey, you know what? I got fresh parm too. Let's do fresh Parmesan. These are called perlini. Perlini parm, because they're pearl size Parmesans. We use it for our margarita pizza. Alright, so what else? A little Parmesan over top. Put her in. Kind of looks like a pizza, might not taste like a pizza. Okay, let's see what happens. All right. That is going. So, my friends, we could hang out and taste that thing, but I gotta tell you, I didn't like the way it looked. So, it's tricky, and you gotta play with it. And sometimes when you double the batch or halve the batch, it produces a different result. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board on that. Like I said, I think I forgot the olive oil, and I may have lost track on the flour. But hey, you got a recipe. If you heard me talking about it, and you can try it yourself, or you can just Google it, obviously. I think the benefit, I hope, of doing this with me is it's entertaining, it's fun. Clearly, I'm not perfect, but you're seeing what we do here at 10 Bistro. So if you like it, keep coming back. This is the gluten-free session, And I'm going to continue on with, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to do continuing on the Italian fundamentals. So today I'm doing marsala, piccata, and risotto, all three in one video. So maybe you'll see me there. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.